everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make a necklace and a pair of earrings. These are boho style, using products from the August edition of the Jesse James Magical Mystery Bead Box. So we're going to do the pendant first. I'm going to show you everything first that you're going to need for it, and then we will do the earrings, and I'll show you what you're going to need for that. So for the pendant, I've got a length of Coriana chain here. This is available on my website in lots of different colors, and I just have a big piece here. We'll cut it in a minute when I figure out how long I want this to be. I have this big focal bead from the Magical Mystery Bead Box, and I have 4 of these big, I guess they're peacock coated. I don't know what you want to call that. They're very pretty. And 4 of the smaller ones. I have some gold spacer beads from my own stash here. Actually, Lynn sent these to me, and I'm going to be using them. There were only 2 in the box, and I needed more, so I'm just going to use these from my own stash. And then these are 2 of the spacers that were in the box this month, okay? I'm going to be using a bunch of these tassels. I'm not sure how many, but we had a whole big bunch of them in the box, so there's plenty. And I'm going to I just laid out a bunch of them to see how many that I want to use in this necklace. You're going to need an eye pin. You're going to need a lobster clasp, 2 clamshell connectors, a big jump ring for your lobster to clasp onto, and a smaller jump ring to hook it to your clamshell with. And then we've got 2 crimp beads and a couple extra crimp beads and jump rings just in case. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go together because I haven't made it yet. It's just in my head. But that's what we've got. Then for the earrings, let me just go ahead and show you the earrings while we're doing this. You're going to need these 2 chandelier connectors. Okay. You're going to need 2 more of these beads right here. You're going to need a few of the tassels. There's an apple slice, polymer clay. You don't need that. You're going to need 2 eye pins, 2 of the gold spacer beads, 2 of each color of the tassels, 2 jump rings, 2 ear wires of your choice. Now, I've got these little flower ear wires. These are on my website in copper. I don't have them in the gold on my website, but I do have them in copper. And I have 2 topaz shimmer Swarovski 19SS crystals that I'm going to glue right in here. Okay, I have some E6000, and I think that's it for the earrings. So let's go ahead and work on the necklace first, and then we will do the earrings. So the first thing I'm going to do is make this focal piece. Now, for this focal, I want it to be this, it's going to be this big bead with a couple of these, spacer beads. So you need a fairly long eye pin. And I'm just going to put those on like that, and then I'm going to make a loop, just a regular loop. So just bend that at a 90-degree angle. I like to get them bent really good. They make better loops if you bend them really sharply. And then I'm just going to cut a little bit of this off, and then I'm just going to roll this back and make a loop, just like that. Okay, so there's part of our focal. Now, I'm going to add some of these tassels on the bottom, and I wasn't sure how many that I wanted to put on, or if I wanted to put them on with a jump ring or just hang them from this. I think I want to put them on with a jump ring because I want to put several. I want it to be like a whole big bunch of them on here. Not a whole big bunch, but several on here. So I'm going to take this jump ring. I'm going to put a black one on, a green one on, a fuchsia one, another green. How's this going to look when I do this though? Another fuchsia. Let's just look and see. And another black. And if I do that and close this up, it's really, I mean, they're just kind of laying side by side, so that's really not going to look all that great. So actually, I think I'll go with my original idea and just open this jump ring up right here, or this loop up right here once I find the part that opens. Okay, and then I'm just going to put the black one, the teal one, and the magenta one right on here, and then I'm just going to close this up. Yeah, that's going to look better than trying to put a whole big bunch of them on there. And you want to make sure your jump ring's closed, or your loop is closed really good, because they'll come off. They're little. Okay. So there we have that. Very cute. All right, let me get these out of the way, because we're not going to be using them again until the earrings. Okay, so that is our focal. Now, we're going to take our Coriana chain, and we're just going to hang our focal right on there. Just like this. Whoops. Not like that, just like this. Okay, just like that. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to bead this up however we want it to be. So I'm going to start with a couple of the gold spacer beads. And you'll have to excuse my nails. I had the acrylic blue nails on, if you've seen my other videos, and they came off and they look horrible now, and I'm going to redo them, but I'm trying a new thing, and so I don't want to try to do it until I really have time to sit down and try to do it and do it right. So I haven't done them yet, and they look really bad, and so I'm sorry. But like I said, I'm going to try a new thing. We'll see. Okay, now, let's see. So I think I will go with one of the smaller ones first. I've got my chain tangled up over here in my pliers. Let me get them out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to go with one of the smaller ones on each side first. Yep. And then I'm going to do a spacer. Actually, I'm going to do 2 gold spacers. Just like this on each side. I've got way too much chain here, but I don't want to cut it until I measure this on me. Okay, so 2 gold spacers on each side. Okay, then I'm going to do a big bead, this gold spacer in between, and another big bead. So just like that. Same on the other side. Big bead, gold spacer in between them, and another big bead. Perfect. It's looking pretty. And then I'm going to do a gold spacer, this guy, and a gold spacer. Now this Coriana chain, I do not ever bead all the way up on it because I just think it's really pretty. I like for it to show. So this is all the beading that I'm actually going to do on this chain. Gold spacer, other little bead, and our gold spacer. Where's it at? The little hole. There we go. Okay, so there we have it. That's going to be the focal of our necklace. Now I am going to crimp this on either side just so they don't slide all around, but I need to hold this up and see where I want it to hang. So do that on yourself as well. You know, hold it up, see where you want to cut your chain, and I believe I'm going to cut my chain right about here, and I will measure it and tell you here in just a second how long it is. Okay, so from one end to the other, let's measure. We have got 12 inches right here on the big bead. So 22 inches, about 22 inches is what I have this necklace at. And by the time we get the clasp on and everything, it'll be just a tad longer. I'm going to hold it up one more time and just, yeah, that's pretty good. So 22 inches. Now, I'm going to even this chain up on either end together like this so I can lay these beads down, and I'm going to crimp each side of this. Now, I'm just using a little gold crimp bead. I'm not going to put a crimp cover on it because it doesn't really, I don't feel like that it needs it. I mean, you can if you want to. I don't feel like it does. So I'm just going to pull it down there. I'm not going to make this stiff, okay? I do not want, I'm just going to flatten it out and kind of let gravity do its thing. I don't want to make this middle piece stick straight, or it's going to be, it won't lay right, okay? So there it is. And I'm just going to do the same on the other side. All this really does is just keep your beads from floating all over your chain when you're wearing the necklace. It's not really meant to keep them in a certain, like they don't have to be stuck together in the middle really tightly. It just kind of keeps them from going too crazy and floating too much. So again, you don't have to really make this stiff or anything. You just want it to where if you go like this or like this, they're not going to float all around. Okay, so there is that. Now we're just going to finish it, and these are so simple to finish. So we're going to take our 2 crimp beads that are left and our 2 clamshell covers. Did I lose a clamshell cover? Maybe it's in there. There it is. Okay. And we're going to put our clamshell cover on our chain first. Then we're going to put our crimp bead on. Okay. Then we're just going to pull this up to the end and crimp it down. You want it right up to the end of your chain. You don't have to crimp these like super duper tight. I mean, crimp it and then give it a tug test. But if it stays good, and you can even put a little dab of glue in there if you don't trust it. But I've never really had them come loose. They're pretty secure. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Clamshell cover first. Oh, come on now. Don't be difficult on me. It doesn't want to go through there for some reason. I've never had it do that. There we go. Must have just been the angle I was going at, because that hole in the clamshell is plenty big enough. And these this Coriana chain can get a little snaggle on it where it was cut, so you may just have to trim it and make it smoother sometimes. All right, press that one down. We're going to close this up. And there we go. Now, we're going to add our lobster. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my smaller jump ring, put my lobster claw on, or lobster, oh, goodness, put it on my clamshell cover, add my lobster, and close this up. Make sure it's closed real good. You don't want anything coming out. There we go. And then same on the other side, except for I'm just using my ring here. I'm not going to put an extender on this because I think I might keep this one. I like it really well. We'll see. If I would sell it for some reason, I would go ahead and put an extender on. But I don't think I'm going to. So there we have it. There is our finished necklace. And I'm not real good with lobsters. There we go. So that's what it looks like. It turned out really pretty. Now let's do the earrings, and then I'll put them all together and put them out so you can see them. Okay, so here we have our earrings. I want to mirror these facing each other this way. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my E6000, move all this out of the way, and I'm going to go ahead and just glue my little rhinestones in. Let me grab a toothpick and get a little glue. Doesn't take a lot. It just needs to be enough to hold that little rhinestone right in there. And I'm going to do the same on the other one. Okay. And stick them right in there. And just, it'll take about 10 minutes for them to set up really good. So just be careful when you're messing with your piece. But aren't those pretty in there? They really, really are. Okay, so let's let those sit for a minute. Put the lid back on this glue because it runs out like crazy. Okay, set that aside. I'm not going to be needing that again. And we'll do our earrings. Okay, so let me set these over here for a minute. Like I said, they'll set up enough to where you can handle them here in just a few minutes. All right, so same thing here. We've got our eye pin. I'm going to do my little tassels the same way. I'm just going to go ahead and do them first here. Okay, so let's see, what did I do over there? I did, whoops, fuchsia, teal, and black. Close that up. Same on the other side, fuchsia, teal, and black. Love these little tassels. They're so cute. I like to bunch them up like this and make make them like one a little bit bigger one. They're so cute. Okay, so there they are. Now, I thought about adding another bead on here. I don't know if I have any more of the peacock ones, so let me look real quick. No, I don't think I do, so I probably won't, because that would look kind of weird. I do have this, which might be kind of pretty on there. I don't think so, though. I think I'm just going to keep it like it is. Okay, so I'm not sure. Actually, I do need to add a bead on here, because it's going to look really weird if I don't. You know what? I did this wrong. I totally did this wrong. Okay, we're going to redo. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, totally did that wrong. Okay, take those off. Yeah, totally did that wrong. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I had the idea in my head, and I've gotten confused. So take those back off. Those don't go on there. These go on there. The beads go on there. All right. So I'm going to switch these out for head pins because I do not need them to have the loops on them. I don't know what I was thinking when I was pulling this stuff out. Obviously, I wasn't thinking very well. So I'm going to switch these out for head pins. I need two. I've got one. Should have one more in here somewhere. Here we go. Oh, that's rose gold. Don't want to use rose gold. Yeah, my head pins are actually in a different place. I was hoping I had a couple mixed in with these eye pins. Obviously, I was not quite prepared for this. Well, I tried to be, but I pulled out the wrong thing for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with me today. All right, we're going to use this rose gold one. It's having issues anyway, but it's going to be covered up by the, I think I got E6000 on it. Okay, so I'm going to put a spacer bead on here, then our big bead, and then a spacer bead. That's what I'm going to do. Just like that. It's going to hang from there. I don't know why I had pulled out eye pins. I just was not thinking. Okay, cut this off. Roll this loop back. Yeah, this eye pin has gotten into something, some E6000 or something. Its plating is coming off. If I was going to give this to anyone else or sell it, I would not use that. But for time's sake on this video, and since I'm not giving it to somebody else or selling it, I don't think I'm going to keep these. I will just go with it. All right, so another dangle, just like the one we just did. And go ahead and cut that off and roll your loop back. This box this month had so many pretty things, and I will have a link in the description box below if you're interested in subscribing. I love the colors, of course, and the boho style. All right, now we're just going to take these and we're going to attach them right on to this loop right here on our moon. It's becoming a moon because that's the shape of it. Okay, so there's that one. Same thing on the other one. Okay, make sure those are closed up really good. That one's not. There we go. All right, there's our little dangles. Now, here's what we're going to do. Like I said, I was not thinking. Okay, we're going to take this jump ring and we're going to put our tassels on it, just like we did on the other one. Fuchsia, teal, black, and just hang it right here. That's what I meant to do. Okay, so just like that. Same thing with the other one. Now I want to mirror this, okay? So I'm going to do the black first. Wait a minute. Nope, same thing. Fuchsia, teal, black. Sorry, I was getting confused. It's the way my brain works is really weird. I have trouble with the whole mirroring concept. And sometimes it just, I have a hard time with that. But I have to mirror all the earrings I make for work when I'm gluing my crystals on. So I really have to, sometimes really have to concentrate on that aspect of it. Okay, we've got a little tiny piece of this guy hanging down. Let me trim that off. There we go. Okay, now we have our tops here. And we need a jump ring in between, and I want to use a smaller jump ring than the one I have laying out here, so I'm going to grab a little one from my little container here that's got all my jump rings in it. Let me grab a couple tiny ones. I don't like to use big jump rings if I can use small jump rings. Okay, here's a couple little ones. And here, yeah, we'll use 2 of these. I'd say these are 4mm. Yeah, okay, put this all back. I know they're all just dumped in there. People are probably horrified when they see that, but works for me. Okay. Alrighty. So let's take our jump rings very carefully because we don't want to mess up our little crystal there, and it will still move. It's pretty good and set in about an hour, but right now it'll still move, so just be real careful. Make sure you're putting your post on facing the right way, or whatever ear wire you're using. I guess it doesn't matter unless you're using something like this that you've got the rhinestone glued in, because otherwise, yeah. So there you go. There is our little earring. I think these are super cute. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing with this one. Loved the box this month, I gotta say. It was probably one of my favorite. The last month's I loved too. The one with the palm leaves and everything. It was so pretty. This one I really liked too. I think that last month's was called Desert Oasis. Okay, so there we go with our little earrings. So let me put the earrings and the necklace together so you can see what they look like, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is our necklace and earring set. I think it turned out super cute. I really like it. The little fuchsia tassel is kind of in the back. Oh no, on the my thing just fell back. But anyway, sorry guys, I'm like failing badly right now. But yeah, I thought they turned out really pretty. So I love the earrings. I love the boho style. Just really, really pretty. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will have a link in the description box below for the Jessie James Magical Bead Box. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.